Alright guys, and welcome back to the Saints VD channel for Southampton content for a pretty exciting video. I'm glad to say that I'm joined across the internet with one and only Michael Kurn. Michael, how are you, mate?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no worries. So the main reason why you're here, really, talk us about it. Life of a Saint is a book coming out next week. Stories with ex-players, managers. Sort of talk to us about the process and how it all started.
So I've always wanted to write a book about Southampton. Like, been a Saints fan since I was like yay high. Been part of the ups and downs, the highs and the lows, as we do as Saints fans. And regardless what the club puts us through, we kind of still love it, and we love our team and we love our players. So yeah, Saints through and through. And I'd always wanted to do something and write a book about Saints. And obviously, very lucky to be involved with the club on a match day this season after like doing the awards last year, which was like amazing, like life goal complete, like box ticked, was incredible. Absolutely loved it. And literally just before Christmas, must have been about early December, I had a chat with a guy called Mike Few, who used to run the ex-Saints. He's their former chairman. And we'd always wanted to do something. I've known him for years. He's like, we must do something together at some stage. And I just had this idea of, let's just collect all these stories from all of these players that have played for us over the years. You know, we've had some greats that, you know, are legendary, like the likes of Matt Mattias and players like that have written their own biographies and autobiographies. But there's so many players that, you know, maybe haven't written one or haven't even thought about it. And there's players that are kind of cult heroes for Southampton. So people like Bill Beanie, who for my generation will remember him as like gatekeeper to the dressing room. He was the kind of guy outside the Dell who would like be on the players' entrance, and the same at St.Mary's. But he played for Saints. Like, he played under Laurie McMenemy. When he finished his career at Southampton, he went and played for the Washington Diplomats and played against Pele. So that's an amazing story that's in the book. You got people like Mike Earls, who came across from Limerick, and Ted Bates went and scouted him, brought him over. And it's all those kind of stories, like Dennis Hollywood. And it's really good because we've got like Matt, and we've got Laurie McMenemy, and we've got Franny Benali, and there's some great stories from those guys. But it was just a case of, I wanted to put something together which kind of told the whole picture. Like, we got Josh Huveld in this book, and we're already working on the next 2 or 3. Like, we've got so many players that want to be involved going forward, which is incredible. But yeah, it was just an idea of how can I collect these stories and collect these memories so they never get forgotten. I think it's a big thing for me is like history. If you don't record it, it's gone. You know, we look at a lot of people's grandparents these days that were around like in the Second World War, and like they've got so many amazing stories of camaraderie and friendship, and they get lost. So for me, it was like, right, let's record these stories. We've got some amazing books that the club historians have done over the years, which I've really enjoyed growing up. And we've got the stats book, which was done a few years back, and Tire Yellow Ribbon, which like Tim Manns and all those kind of guys that have written as well, which are brilliant. And it's just kind of another addition on top of that. And I thought, well, how can I offer something different? And it was, well, let's tell their stories and do some mini autobiographies on them. And yeah, it's quite cool. It's their words. So I interviewed them all, and then I basically put little paragraph headings together, and then it's their words, it's them explaining their memories. So it's, yeah, hopefully the fans are going to love it. The feedback's been good so far.
So that's quite a variety of names you've listed there. Franny Benali, Matt Letizia, but Josh Hoyveld's the one that's come up for me. And also I was looking at the front cover, James Beattie on there, you know, really good mix. Did you go personally see all of these people, or were some of these across Zoom calls like we're doing now? How was that process working?
Both. So I reached out to a few players that I knew personally, and obviously Mike Few was brilliant at kind of linking me in with people. Pre-COVID, we obviously met face to face with a lot of the players, which was incredible. And you know, I've been very lucky over the years to get to know former Saints personally. You know, and that's a real privilege for me that I never take for granted, and I absolutely love it. They're amazing people. They're great. They're legends of our team, and you know, it's a real privilege for me to know some of them and call them friends. So yeah, we kind of met some of them face to face and sat down and had a chat. Other ones, obviously, because COVID-19 kicked in, we did over the phone. Yeah, and it was a bit of a shame because obviously we had the launch event planned for next weekend as well, and so many fans have bought tickets for that. So that was amazing, incredible amount of support. So fingers crossed, we're gonna, once we get the other side of this, we'll put another event on so everyone can do that. But yeah, the players were great, really giving with their time. They all said, if you need anything else, let us know. So that was brilliant, you know. And let's say there's just so many names in the book, like David Prutton's in there, Glenn Cockrell's in there, Ruben Agbula, Danny Wallace. It's an amazing, like, when I look at the list of players that I've managed to get to do this book, I'm like, oh, this is pretty good.
Yeah. Well, you talk about COVID, and obviously that's been a really unfortunate situation that everyone's dealing with at the moment. But when did the process start? Because obviously you said that pre-COVID you got to meet some of these people in person. When was this all starting?
So yeah, that conversation we had with Mike was back in the early December, and then I just cracked on, really, just started planning the interviews, doing the research, working out how we were going to do it, what the look and the feel was going to be like. So it was a process that that kind of took a few months just to do the interviews, because I wanted to get them right, and it was trying to tie the players down initially to do one-on-one interviews. Then we started doing them on the phone, which obviously sped up the process a little bit. So yeah, it was kind of all started in December, really. That's when it really kicked on. And then the first 3 weeks of lockdown, I kind of almost like a blessing in disguise as such. I'd already like sectioned that time off to work on the book, but just literally really just knuckled down massively, transcribed all the interviews in that first 3 weeks. And the printers were amazing. We used a company called CMP, who's a local company in Hampshire, to print the book. Paul and his team were incredible. They did an amazing job and turned it round. Initially, the book was going to get printed, and there was quite a bit of a lead time to get it printed and bits and pieces. And then obviously, because of lockdown and COVID-19, that print deadline came forward a lot closer. So we had to kind of pull the finger out. But no, it was a great process. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, took December was when the first idea came through, and then we kind of got it all ready to go. And yeah, the last 3-4 weeks we've been on pre-sale, and yeah, just a massive thank you to the fans if everyone's got involved on the pre-sale. It's been incredible. It's been overwhelming, and we're raising money for charity with it as well. So we're hopefully going to make a big difference with that too.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So 9th of May, and I believe every pre-order, £1 is going to the food banks across Southampton. Is that right?
The book in general, £3 per book is going back to good causes. So £1 a book for the entire life of the book is going to the Saints Foundation. We're going to make a donation to them. And then £2 a book is also going to go to other good causes as well, which is good, via the ex-players and who charities they'd like to support, which is really cool. Yeah, but with the pre-sale, we kind of reduced the price of the book, took it to under £10, and I just said, you know what, let's help people right now. It's a tough world right now, and there's lots of people that are struggling. So I made the decision. We reduced the price of the book for the pre-sale. And yeah, we decided an extra £1 we're going to give to local food banks. So yeah, we'll be start making those donations in the next couple of weeks, which is incredible. So of course the pre-sale ends next Friday night at midnight, and then we're on full sale on Amazon and everything from next Saturday. So yeah, exciting times.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I will leave the link down below if you want to pre-order the book, or if you're watching this after May the 9th, of course, go order it. But it's not just the book we want to talk about with you, Michael, if that's okay. Obviously, we've already spoken about it, and we're 10 minutes in. COVID-19 has taken over the world, essentially. And as someone in the media, mainstream media, talk sport in general is sort of what I'm thinking here. How has that affected you as a presenter? And of course, we spoke about off air about how you're a matchday presenter at St.Mary's. How has that process changed?
Yeah, so in the space of literally 2 weeks, my entire diary, right the way up until June, July, August, just completely disappeared. Obviously, it's one of those things we've got to look at the bigger picture right now. There's people are sadly losing their lives, and families are struggling off the back of this. So there's a much bigger picture to it. But yeah, so for me, my diary just wiped. Every sporting event I had booked in disappeared. I was meant to be doing international hockey this weekend. That's now gone. It's the end of the football season. We're not too sure what's happening with that yet. But I've been really lucky. In the sense that I've had projects to keep me busy. Talk Sport have been brilliant. Still doing my shows every other Friday night on there, which has been incredible. Little home studio set up at home, which is really cool. But yeah, for me, I just try and look at the bigger picture, and just, very lucky in the sense that, the Talk Sport work will keep me ticking over, and just try and be resourceful and try and make a difference and work on a few other projects. So I'm already working on the next 2 Saints books, but I'm writing another 2 books as well, which are coming out for Christmas, one on England football and one on English hockey. So yeah, it's keeping myself busy, which is cool. And it's nice, the England football book's incredible. It's going to be called Life with 3 Lines on Your Shirt, and got some amazing names lined up for that already. So we've started interviews. We've got some I can give away a couple of names. Done a few interviews. So I interviewed Marianne Spacey Cale, of course, the Southampton women's coach. She is incredible. You look at her England stats that are amazing. With the World Cup she played in, she played first ever World Cup for England in 1995. And then a couple of interviews next week. I'll chuck them out on my social media when they're done. But yeah, it's pretty cool. We've got some great players from the men's team that have agreed to it, so that's it's going to be exciting. That one comes out in November, and then the next Saints book is all about 1976, and that comes out to celebrate the 45th anniversary next year. So once this is done, we're going to be interviewing all the guys from 76, and that's going to be incredible. And we're going to try and film them as well, and try and make a bit of a DVD out of it, which will be really cool. So we can kind of just record their stories. Unfortunately, it's a shame that Osgood and Stokes are no longer with us, but we're going to try and get the fans' memories and get fans involved with the book as well, and get their memories of 76. And then we'll do another Life of a Saint in 2022, and mate, we'll just see where it takes us. At the end of the day, if the fans are enjoying it and it means we can raise some money for some good local charities, I'll keep writing them and keep getting the players involved, and we'll do some live events. I've got some big plans for that. But ultimately, for me, I said to a few of the guys that are part of the Saints archive, I want this to be almost like a community project. So I want this to be able to benefit all the fans. So, the fans get involved with it, and we can do some amazing live events. We can raise some great money and, just celebrate our former legends.
Yeah, it sounds amazing, Michael. And to wrap it up, I've got one personal question that I'd like to ask you. You talk about a second book, 2022 potentially. If you could interview any player in the current Southampton squad, who would you choose for a book?
Okay.
Who do you think would have the best story?
Current Southampton squad. I think if I had to go current Saints team, I'd go James Ward-Prowse.
Okay,
just because how long he's been at the club, his story, the fact that he was playing England under-21s, England under-21 captain. I think he'd have a great story to tell, especially now, he's playing some great football now, and Ralph's really really shown confidence in him, which I think is really important over the last, you look at previous managers, maybe they didn't believe in him enough, because it was frustrating for a couple of years for me watching him, because you could see what he could do. And, obviously some of the managers maybe didn't fancy him for their starting 11s as much, and he didn't start as regularly, but it's great to see him starting regularly now. So I think he would be my one. If I could get a current player for the book, I think he would be on the list.
Amazing. So Michael, thank you so much for joining me. I'll leave your links all in the description below so you guys can go and follow him on social media. And all the best with the book, and I hope to get you back on soon.
I would love to join you anytime. Thanks for having me on.
Right then guys, it is future Dan here, just editing the video now, and I thought I'd just have a little mention. Project is just absolutely fantastic. I'm sure the book's going to be amazing, and I can't wait to read it. Please go and pre-order the book. It's helping a really good cause and numerous causes. That's how amazing it is, and I'm sure it's going to be full of really exciting stories. So if you have enjoyed the video, remember to leave it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet already. We are on the road to 3,000 subscribers, and I haven't actually mentioned this in videos recently, which is pretty cool from me, but we've set up a shop, and now some of you have been picking up our stuff, and it's been amazing, so thank you for the support. But I thought I'd mention it in the video as well. The link is in the description if you want to cop some of our sort of Southampton designs, t-shirts, mugs, hoodies, sweatshirts, everything, sizes from small to double XL, so everyone can get one. So go out and have a look and see what you like, pick up a bit of kit, and we will see you very soon for another video. Take it easy, guys.